Hey everybody, this is Paul, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and we are here at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Now we were here in April, but we actually just did shorts. So now we are here in August, and we are going to do a full park walkthrough. So sit back and relax. We're going to show you everything that this great amusement park here in Virginia has to offer. When you first come in there, you got the quick queue, so if you need to get animal tours or anything else like that, you come right on through here. But the one thing about this park is it is themed after Europe. So as we go through everything here, we're going to be going through the different countries. And as soon as you walk in, you're going to come right to the England section, the United Kingdom section. So you have the Felt and Feather, which is a great little gift shop there. As you come by here, you have the Kidsington Palace, which also has kids apparel and stuff. We'll show you that real quick here. This is where you can get your Simply Southern stuff, which is very popular in this area. And now we're going to walk on through. So just like most amusement parks, as soon as you come into the park there, they're going to hit you with some food, some bathrooms, and some gift shops. And right here in front of us is the Emporium, which basically has everything you want. It's like the giant gift shop that most parks have. Coaster gear, anything with Busch Gardens on it, the whole 9 yards. And as we come through here, you're going to see in the foreground there, you've got the Big Ben replica. And right over here, this is the Globe. This is where they used to have shows. Not as many shows as there used to be, so there's not much there now, but that is where everything was in that building right there. Now right here, you got the Union Snacks. And as you come on over here, you got donuts, you got fudge, you got all that kind of stuff here. Now, little section over here we want to show you is right here's Big Ben. So the main traffic is going to go down that direction, but if you come over here, you got some restrooms, and you got Big Ben's funnel cakes right over there. Like I said, any kind of fare that you want, food-wise, is right in this section. And then last but not least, they actually have your first real food place here called Squire's Grill. Burgers, chicken strips, that kind of fun stuff. Now, you are funneled over here to the right of Big Ben. This is where you have all the amusement park stuff that you're going to need. So right over there you got some portraits. They can draw you and that kind of fun stuff. And of course you got Dippin' Dots. We'll play our favorite game, Count the Dippin' Dots. And over here is a relaxing area that you can get ready to eat. So the one thing about this park, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, is by far one of the most beautiful parks we have ever been to. And you can tell just because of all the foliage. When we were here in April, it was pretty much dead. But now you can see everything in its glory. Now, as you come to this section here, you can go to your right or to your left. If you go to your left, you got the Sesame Street, Forest of Fun, and all that kind of stuff here. We're going to go straight, and then we're going to go to the right. So as we go straight here, we're in the Scotland section. So right over here, you got the characters there. But, yep, the one thing about Scotland is you got animals here. So while most people go right or go to the left, by going straight, you're actually going to go pretty much right into where the Clydesdales are and the Scotland train station. So come right over here, you can actually see one of the Clydesdales. This is something that makes the Busch Gardens SeaWorld parks a lot different, is the fact that you got all these animals. And over here you got a gift shop called Tweedside Gifts. And here's the train station. There's a lot of different people movers here, and in particular they have basically a sky view way to go, and you also have a train that takes you all around the park. So over here you got a little kids section, little Clydes. All right. And where the Clydesdale was is called the Highland Stables. All right. So basically Scotland's got one other attraction, and we're going to show you right where that is, and then we're going to head over. Now in front of us, that is Griffon and Alpengeist, and we're going to be showing you that a little bit later. That was Griffon actually going down the hill. But as we mentioned before, this is by far one of the most beautiful parks. And it's literally in the canyon. Right there's Griffon going down. But the reason why we took you here, we'll let Griffon go down quick, is there goes Griffon. But the reason why we're over here is there is one other thing in the Scotland section. And of course, you know it, you love it. It is the traditional inner looping coaster called the Loch Ness Monster. So this is how you find the Loch Ness Monster. It's right here. It's one of the original rides. Now we're going to cut back and we're going to head out over towards the right of where we were, and that's going to take us to Ireland. But one of the things that's really neat here, I never really noticed it until I'm doing this, but look at that bridge that train goes through right there. You don't really see a bridge span that big, basically in the middle of an amusement park. Now I'm out here by myself today. We actually have Kylie. So if you see somebody in yellowish orange, she's not a stranger, she's not stalking us. She's actually part of the 125, one of the original members.
This is definitely orange, by the way.
Okay, it's definitely orange.
This is not yellow.
All right, so we're still technically in the Scotland section. And some of the other things that they have here in the Scotland section is, yet again, a lot of animals, and they have a lot of interactions with animals. So here you got kind of a little dog section. And this is where they let the Clydesdales go out and play.
And the collies.
And the collies.
He's so handsome.
Now, one of the better things about this park is a lot of shade. A lot of parks don't have shade. This one does. Now, you see that path over here to your right? If we would have turned right away, that's the path that would have taken us there. So you can actually kind of skip Scotland section by going that way. But here we go, people. We are going across the bridge into the Ireland section. And like I said, we're here in August, so you've got a lot of haunt kind of stuff getting all ready to go. So yet again, what's so great about this park? Look at the beauty of this. Big fountain in the middle of the river. But if you go over this side, you got one of their newer attractions, Finnegan Flyers, which actually flies right over this ravine. So that makes it even a little bit more challenging and fun. All right, so we are here in the Irish section, and you know what the Irish section is all about? It's all about beer. There is shows, there is music, there's a lot of fun. There's not many actual ride attractions besides Finnegan's Flyers, but right in front of you there, you got the line for Finnegan Flyers, and then you got the Leprechaun, which has all kids' toys and such. And you might notice that the music changed a little bit.
$0 hot dogs.
Where?
Go
All right, so today is the $1 hot dog, so we're going to be coming back here later to grab them. No more than 2, limit 2 per guest. So we can get 4.
Per transaction.
Per transaction, well, then we'll get in line twice.
Yeah.
All right, so right over here is Emerald Isle Gifts, which has a lot of really neat things. If you're looking for anything Irish, that's kind of where you want to go. And then over here to the right is where the Battle of Ire used to be. That attraction is now down. We don't know what they're doing with it, but it's no longer there. And then in front of us is Grogan's Pub. So if you like you like the beer, you got the beer fest. Largest craft beer fest, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Guess what? We're here on Thursday. But right over here you have a stage called Dublin Over. And then that's right in front of the Abbey Stone Theatre, where they're actually not doing many theater shows right now. It's been closed most of the year. We're hoping that soon they bring them back. And hey, if you need your Starbucks, Annie's Cafe's got your Starbucks. So we're going to turn around real quick here and just give you a show. So that's Finnegan Flyers. So it's not a large section compared to a lot of the other sections of this park, but it definitely has its own little charm, and you definitely know you're in Ireland. And right in front of us is the Castle O'Sullivan with the great stonework. And now we're going to be cutting through Ireland, and we're going to be heading towards France. But along the way is where you find the majority of the animals. So unlike Busch Gardens Tampa, that actually has a whole Serengeti section, here you've kind of got native things around here. It's just not as, you know, the animals aren't as exotic. But right here is Celtic Fry, which has show times today. That's at the Castle O'Sullivan. So if you like shows, they do have some shows. A lot more than the other parks right now. All right, so if you watched one of our shorts from before, we're going to meet Harris the Hawk again.
Chariot, but...
It's Chariot, yeah. But here you actually got some bald eagles. So do not feed the eagles, which is probably wise considering they eat rodents. And I don't know about you, Kylie, but I didn't bring a rodent, did you? No?
Actually, not this time.
No, yeah.
Usually do, but
We left the rodent at home, so we're not going to be able to feed them anyway. But yet again, as you're watching this video, you can see why this is considered one of the most beautiful parks in the country, in the world. These habitats are fantastic. This one is where the gray wolf is. But of course it is about 90 degrees, so I'm assuming he's probably sleeping somewhere.
probably.
They actually named this bridge the Threadneedle Bridge, but yet again, look at that area there. I can't think of another park that has this much wilderness involved.
Yeah, we'll have to. If we wait for N, it should be that one.
Now, if you can't do hills, this park is not for you because there is not much flat land actually. We're going up, we're going down, we're going left, we're going right. So over here's the Wolf Haven. They have different activities. And over here is Harriet Harris to Hawk. No, this is actually the barn owl. So there's a barn owl here.
Hey guys.
Hello, how you doing?
How are you?
Doing a little video for our YouTube
this
channel.
is Cupid. He's an American barn owl and he's in his 20s. So that is considered a super senior.
He's
Wow.
older than me.
So he's like a centennial for us. All right. Now, one thing I want to show you is there was a lot of wilderness shows here. So there's a big theater here, but they haven't really done much with it. But it doesn't mean they won't do it in the future. So that's where a lot of the shows used to be. All right, so we're still heading up a hill. And this is kind of like a gray area because it's not really Ireland and it's not really France. Yep. And over here they have a bird area. You can hear all the birds as they're in that section there.
Ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with Busch Gardens' commitment for a safe and
All right,
visit,
now we are leaving the animal section and we're heading right to France. So France basically has one major attraction, and that is Griffon, the second dive coaster in the United States. First one is Shikra over at Busch Gardens, Tampa.
thanks.
Yep. I'm gonna pause. All right, so we mentioned the train before. Well, guess what? The train does cut across a lot of these paths. All right, we just kind of paused that for a second there to let the train go by. It was actually a pretty big train, so I'm glad we kind of waited there. But now we're about to enter the France section. So like I said before, Griffon is the big boy here, but they got a lot of little things here that are kind of unique. And right in front of us is La Belle, which is their wine store. The one thing about Busch Gardens is it is known for its alcohol. Let's be honest, Busch Gardens was basically built to sell alcohol. Now, if you had a chance to actually go to the Sky Ride, there's 3 different stops, and this is where you can get the France stop, right over here. There's one in Germany and one in England, so that's where all those are. So of course here you can actually buy by the bottle, or you can come over here to the wine bar and actually just enjoy a couple different drinks. They also have some frozen drinks too. So they have a honeybee hurricane. There's the menu. So if you're interested, feel free to pause it. And of course you got some more characteristics. You got a food area here. But right there is Griffon. So Griffon is basically the highlight attraction of this section. And one of my favorite stores is right up ahead here called Griffon Gifts. So if you're looking for coaster stuff, that's where you want to go. And there goes Griffon dropping into the abyss. The other neat thing about Griffon is it actually has a splashdown. And if you look in the foreground there, there's Alpengeist going up their lift hill. But we're not at Alpengeist yet. You got an ice cream place here, right in front of Griffon. And we're going to show you a little bit of Griffon right here. There goes Alpengeist. And there's the splashdown of Griffon. But looking at Griffon, this thing is mammoth. It's one of the best attractions at this park. All right, so now we're going to be leaving that and we're going to be heading to what they like to call the New France section, which is actually kind of shocking because the New France section is pretty much Canada. So once you go through here, right behind us, so that is a good view of the France section. Now we're over here in the New France / Canadian section, and one of my favorite places to go is right here, the Smoking Hot. They have the Trapper's Smokehouse. I am a huge fan of pulled pork, and that's where I like to go for my pulled pork. But they also got, you know, Three Rivers snacks over here. Now the one thing about this area is they have a lot of crafts. So right here you got the Caribou pottery section here. We're going to shoot over here real quick here on the other side of the smokehouse. And of course there's the Dippin' Dots. The one thing I like about this park is the Dippin' Dots are not like in-your-face Dippin' Dots. A lot of places there, they all look the same. Here, they're kind of set up pretty good. They kind of blend in with the sections and stuff. So now we're gonna head over here to the right here because there's a couple of attractions over here in the New France section. And in particular, right in front of us is what they call Invadr. Invadr is a GCI. Oh, actually right here's a nice little stage, country duo later on today. But this is Invadr. Invadr is a family GCI. So it's a smaller wooden coaster, but it's quite popular. It's a family coaster. And then one of the reasons why we're here today is the attraction right here, which is going to open around noon and closes at 8, and that is Le Scoot, which is their log flume. So also over here you got the general store, which has a lot of Canadian type stuff here. And what I really like is the one right here, Acadia Traders. I actually picked something up here for Devin not too long ago. I got him, what is those things that you put on the stove there to put your spatula so it doesn't get all dirty?
The spoon rest?
Yeah, spoon rest. That's what we went with there. And also, I just noticed something here, and we like to show you every part of the park here. So right over here, we've done a couple shorts on these, but right over here by Invadr, they actually also have the New France Mining Company. So yet again, if you like your gems, there's your gem section here. So yet again, this has a lot of different crafts and very Canadian, eh? So over here, you actually got summer spirits. They have wine tasting here inside. They have bourbon, scotch, and rum. So we're talking about hard liquor they have here, which it is Canada, so that kind of makes sense. And then over here, you've got, you know, you get your name on jewelry and stuff, you know. If you want to get a cheap wedding ring that has your person's name in it, you can just get it done there. So we're about halfway done now. This is kind of new. I haven't seen this before. This is a art gallery right here. Very colorful bear. Looks like a bag of Skittles blew up. And look, they even have a nice little rest area here. But now we're going to go across this bridge. And years ago, Devin and I had a nightmare. We were stuck on this bridge for hours in a rainstorm. But this is taking us out to the Switzerland area, which has pretty much one of the best inverted B&Ms, and that is Alpengeist. So I'm going to show you both sides here. We mentioned Le Scoot. Well, here is the drop of Le Scoot. Now, we did a short of this before, and it did not have water. We did a lot of videos where there was no water in the log flumes. Not today, people. This thing has a ton of water coming down, and hopefully we have a boat coming down in a second. There it goes. So that's pretty awesome. But when you look over here, the tallest invert in the world is right here, Alpengeist. So if you haven't done Alpengeist, we highly recommend Alpengeist. Right next to Griffon. They're kind of the same color, so they're hard to see. But now we're going to go across the bridge. And when you hit the Swiss Alps. The only thing really here is Alpengeist, but it is perfectly themed to a ski lift in the Alps. So right over here is Alpengeist. And I really love the centerpiece here with the skier. As we come across here. So that was pretty much the entire section. It is, you know, there is a snack bar here, Alpengeist refreshments. And now we're heading over to the Germany section and the, what's that called? The festival section. I'll have to look that up. We will learn it together. But here we are going into Germany. And when you enter Germany here, you got some stores here. The Father Time Gifts has clocks. You also have, the one thing you want to notice about the stores here, there is a lot of steins. So Oktoberfest, that's the other section name, because this whole section back here is selling beer. But let me show you a lot of the different things they have here in the German store. This is one of the better stores. But hidden back here in the German store is their entire Christmas section. So if you're looking for things for Christmas, traditional ornaments and such, they have so much back here. And here you got some German stuff, some beers here. But the other thing I like too is when you're talking about Germany, people always think about beer. And this whole room here is about steins. You're talking about some amazing beer steins. So now we're going to head on out. There's also, you can also buy wine here. So we just went through here. You do wine tastings here too. But here we are whipping through the German section. So here you got a beautiful fountain there, and you have a great backdrop. Yet again, we always say it's a beautiful park, and we're showing you why here. Now, we're about 20 minutes into this video, so if you're liking what you see, please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We do full park walkthroughs, we do a lot of shorts, we even do some focus on different rides. So if you like what you see, please make sure you subscribe, because we love doing this for you. Alright, so we're heading over to the Oktoberfest, which is in the back end of the park, and then we're going to work our way back through Germany as we're heading here. So here we are at the farthest part of the park here. And back here there's really one major focus, and we're going to show that to you in a second. Yet again, notice the beauty of this park. It is one of the most beautiful parks I've ever been to, and it always seems to win a lot of awards. So here we are in Oktoberfest. Now, the one thing real quick that I really like about the Busch Gardens parks is they always have something going on. Like right now we're in the middle of Beer Fest, but they also have Hallow Scream, Count Spooktacular, Christmas, and Christmas Town. So there's always something going on here at a Busch Gardens park. I kind of wish most of my local parks would do this, because this is a 6-hour drive for us.
Not for me, I live 2 hours away now.
Yep, she is local. So real quick, we are now in the Oktoberfest section, and the one thing I want to show you here is this. So this is the old Dark Castle, which basically closed down about 2 or 3 years ago as a dark ride. Rumor has it that it's going to be reopened, and it's going to be reopening as a indoor coaster. So now the park hasn't confirmed that yet, but that's what everybody's talking about. But the fact that they still got the facade up there actually gives some credence to the rumor here. Now, of course, you got some games. And over here, you got a ring toss. And we're going to get ready to turn around here, because at the far end of this park, they have an indoor stage there, but there is the Fest House. So if you're looking to go drinking and having a good time, that's where you want to go. So now we're going to head back over. Another good view of Dark Castle. So we're now going to be heading back towards the front of the park. So we went pretty much all the way around the one side. There's a couple more sections to hit. And like I promised you before, we're going to be hitting the German section in a few minutes. But let's head over this way. All right, so this area here's got a couple flat rides. And right here in front of us here is typical flying trapeze, which is always very popular. And then as we head around here, this is kind of a gray area. Is it the Oktoberfest or is it the German section? They kind of blend together. But right by the flying trapeze, you actually have the Mach Tower, which is their drop tower. And we actually have a short on this. So when we were here in April, we did a lot of shorts on the attractions. So definitely make sure you check our playlist on Busch Gardens Williamsburg so you see all the different shorts that we did at that time. Now as we work over here, we have one more little area before we start heading out of the German section. And in particular, right in front of us is Verbolten.
My favorite.
It is one of our favorite rides. I love the fact that with this ride, they actually pay homage to Big Bad Wolf, which used to be in this area. But it's a launch coaster with a few surprises.
Like my top 5 ever.
Yeah, for Kylie, she just said it's one of her top 5 ever. So we've already done Pantheon today, and we also did Apollo's Chariot, but you know we're going to be hitting Verbolten a few times. And then as we work our way back to the Fest House, there's a couple kids attractions back here, body art and stuff like that. And then right here they actually have the bumper cars. So now we're going to work our way back. So there's Verbolten again. And now we're heading back towards the front of the park. Not too bad. So Verbolten is actually themed after a trip through the Black Forest. So it's kind of spooky, kind of scary, but enjoyable all around. All right, now we're heading across the bridge. There you are. Now every section, you might have noticed by listening to the soundtrack, has a little music involved. So, but right there's Verbolten. Now, as we head over this way here, it's going to take us to two little areas. There goes Verbolten. Now, as we go over this bridge, we're going to show you a little section that we're going to kind of skip on this walkthrough, but we still want to mention it. So, as you come over here, you're going over the bridge, you're going over the Rhine River, and right here is the river boats. So they actually take you out on the river boats. And as you go over here, it actually takes you, you sail down there a little bit there. That's a train track, so you can see how far the train takes you out there. And right there in the foreground is Pantheon, which is our newest attraction for this year. But the one area that we're going to be skipping here is, if you look over here, there is Loch Ness Monster. So you can actually take a path that takes you down by the Rhine River. There's nothing really down there except for great visuals of the Loch Ness Monster and the river tour. So that's why we skipped it this time. All right, so, and then if you come over here, right there, that is Verbolten. But if you know anything about the history of this great park, you're going to realize that that is actually the drop from Big Bad Wolf. And they actually, if you look at those footers right there, that is actually the same footers as Big Bad Wolf. So I love the fact that they paid homage to their classic suspended coaster. And Verbolten definitely was a great addition. And actually, if you look in the distance there, the train is going across the bridge. All right, so now we're heading over here to Fiesta Italian. There again is the iconic Big Bad Wolf drop. And there is the interlocking loops there of the Loch Ness Monster. And actually, if you look on the top, you actually see the Griffon. All right. So this park always wins the awards for prettiest park. But oh, look at this. One of the cruises is coming back. All right. So this wins one of the prettiest parks, and we're about to figure out why. These next couple sections here, yes, we have a lot of shade, and yes, we have a lot of trees, but the next couple sections are just magnificently beautiful. Now, the other thing that we did skip at this point is we actually went by one of the kids sections, and we're going to do an Explorer video that's going to focus on that at another time. And here we are, San Monaco. So that's what this section is. And the highlight of it is this theater, and we're going to peek our head in there in a second. But as you come through here, you're going to see a lot of columns, a lot of architecture. So I'm going to show you real quick this theater. So if you want dinner and a show, this is a great place to go. I did not mean to rhyme there, but it worked out pretty well there, didn't it, Kylie?
It did.
Yeah, we rhymed. But that is one of the highlight places here. And this whole section here is built on wine, as opposed to the beer garden that we just left at the Fiesta House. But here we are over at San Monaco. And this is mostly stores and the show. There's the Silk Road Bar right here and the Marco Polo Marketplace. So this has a lot of different shops. You have a Bella Casta here, which has a lot of different teas and stuff like that. Look through here. You got different masks. So this section here is mostly stores. And of course, there's more wine tasting. And this is the Italian wine tasting store here. Which if you look through here, you got the different wines. You got a lot of different clocks in the back too. But now we're heading over to the Fiesta Italian section. So this is the part when I think about how beautiful this park is. This is it because there's not much here. Da Vinci's machine used to be here, but it's now gone. But if you look, you're basically in the middle of woods. But when you come out here to this section, the landscaping here, I don't know if this video is going to do it justice, but it's so beautiful. And the Battering Ram's in the background there, which is a typical pirate ship. But we're going to walk over here quick. We're going to show you some of these gardens, because this is what really makes this park great. But the other thing that makes this park great is there's a spiral for Pantheon. And we're going to be showing you that in a few minutes. But yeah, this is what makes this park beautiful, is the care that they take with all the landscaping. It's some of the best landscaping I've ever seen. Got the columns, you got a fountain. So over here they actually have an attraction. Oh, this is Da Vinci's machine, I believe, which I was told was actually closed. Yep, the flying machine apparently is not closed, so the information I received is not true. But over here is more beauty. There's a couple kids rides over here. You've got the little balloons, you got the kite flight, and then right here's the Battering Ram, which is a typical pirate ship. So now we're leaving Fiesta Italiana, and also San Monaco, and we are heading over to the Italy section. And one thing about the Italy section is that is where the newest attraction for this park is, which is Pantheon. So we're going to head over to the Pantheon section over this way. Now, where we're at now is, instead of making a right at the front, if you made a left, it would take you towards this section. So to give you an idea. Now here, there's actually a few roller coasters. So there's actually 3 in this section. there's Pantheon going up the spike. But we're gonna walk around real quick here and show you everything. And I think we just hit the 35-minute mark, so people, this is now the longest video we have ever done. All right, so when you come over in here, you've got Tempesto shop. But over here you got the Pantheon game, which is basically a little kid's basketball game. And you got the Roman frieze. But as soon as you come over here to your left, it's Apollo's Chariot. But we're gonna go to the back of this section first and then work our way front. And the main thing you wanna do when you come here is you wanna get the Pantheon, right? It's the newest attraction. So when you come into the Italian section, you make a right. Right here's the Elephant Run, which is kind of like an old Himalaya type ride for kids. And over here is the teacups. They call it Turkish Delight. So there's our teacups. But over here is Pantheon. And I can honestly say it's definitely a top 5 coaster. I did a couple in April, but I just rode it today when it was nice and warm, and this one definitely knocks your socks off. So we take you up here quick to show you all about Pantheon. We're going over the bridge that takes you over to the train tracks. So this is Pantheon right here. It is an Intamin multi-launch switch track coaster. So it's got a spike, it's got a lot of different things here. So that's Pantheon. And they have lockers here. But the section is not just Pantheon. If you look this direction, you also have 2 other coasters right in front of you. And the orange and blue one is Tempesto, which is a Skyrocket 2. Well, so a lot of Busch Gardens parks have them. Tigress over at Tampa. And you got there's a lot of these here. And that's what it does right there. That's Tempesto. They're fun. I've ridden about 5 of them now. And we're gonna come to the back here. Right, purple one right in front of us is actually Apollo's Chariot, which was the original B&M hypercoaster. And back here, the farthest end of this park here is Roman Rapids, which is actually down for the year. So this is a typical canyon ride all the way here in the back. I'm not a big fan of them, but you know what? They do a lot. But here you get a good view of Apollo's Chariot going down the first drop. So now we're at the far end, so we're going to work our way back, and then we're going to go to the final couple sections. Yet again, if you're still watching the video, thank you so much for the support. We love doing these videos. We love exploring these different parks. This is probably the biggest park that we did. Now over here, right in front of the teacups, is actually what they call trade winds, which is a traditional Himalaya. So they do have some flats in this area with the teacups and trade winds. But really, Tempesto, Apollo's Chariot, and of course now Pantheon are the highlights of this section. And this section has been getting a lot of love lately, so it is nice to see that they're doing all this stuff with this section. So there's the entrance to Tempesto. Over there's Pantheon. And as we continue to walk through here, we want to thank you for watching the video. And if you want to subscribe, we do a new video every day. So sometimes they're short, sometimes they're full length, but there's always something new. Now, as we come over this way, we're going to be leaving the Italy section. And like I said before, as soon as you come in, right over there is Apollo's Chariot. So now we're going to head back out. There's only one way really in and out of this section. So if this bridge ever goes down, you're up the creek. So right over there is the Battering Ram, which we saw, which is in the St. Mario section. St. Monica, right? Yeah, St. Monica.
Marco.
Marco, that's it. There's more train track over here. Now we came from the left, we're going to go right now, which is going to take us back to the front of the park. All right. So like I said, this section here is where you would go if you would make a left when you came into the park instead of making the straight and then the right like we did. Yet again, the landscaping here is beautiful. And when I came here in April, it was not as pretty. So I would highly recommend that you bring your Claritin D or your allergy medicine, because there is a lot of foliage here. All right, so we're going over this bridge here, and we're entering a section that I guess is still Italian with Pompeii, because the biggest attraction here is actually Pompeii. Yet again, not to understate this, you are really in a ravine section here, so this park is just simply beautiful. So Pompeii, we all know, kind of got blown up by a volcano. Well, here you've got a shoot-to-shoots that is actually themed to that. So a regular shoot-to-shoots, you go up, you come down, you get wet. Here, you actually have that whole section in the back there at the top, which is actually a show kind of thing there. So instead of it just being go up, come down, there's actually a show involved, which is great. And it's a hot day, so it's popular. Also, you have the Tours of Pompeii, which actually is a gift shop. And hopefully we get somebody shooting down soon. Very triumphant music here. There is a big line for this today, mainly because it is really hot.
Also a boat game in here.
But
If you would like the boat to come out and you can squirt, or you can pay to squirt the people.
they pay to squirt to people there. Yeah, I'm surprised nothing's come down there. I wonder if they're running like one boat or what. Because I would think at this point there something would have came down. I see some more water coming. Maybe there's something coming here. But this is a shoot-to-shoots. So you go up, you go down, you get wet, and you can be shot by people with cannons. And this is one of the attractions we're going to ride today, because I've actually never ridden it yet, while Kylie has in the past.
This is the boat game right here.
Oh, there's a boat game here, so. Oh, yep, there it is. So there's a little boat game there. We got so much water here, and it's so hot there. You kind of wish you would almost get squirted here. There is a boat going up the lift there, but if they're doing one boat, that could be a 4-hour thing. Oh, here it comes. Here comes the boat. There you go. So that's the Escape from Pompeii. And now we're heading back towards England. But there is one other thing we want to show you. Actually, two things, because here is the sign. I always like signs when it comes to different places, and I like them when they're very cool and unique, and that is a very cool, unique sign there. Escape from Pompeii, with all the different columns on the ground. Now we skipped the one kid section, so it will only be fair that we skipped the other kid section. But over here to our right is the Sesame Street Forest of Fun, and we actually have a small Explorer series there that actually walks through it. It is a fairly small section, so you're not really missing much, but it's about a 5-minute video. So if you want to see what's in the Forest of Fun behind me here, just go check out that video. All right, so we are crossing over by the train again. We weren't joking when we said the train goes all over this park. So as we come back over here, we are coming to the end of our tour. So there's actually, like I said, there's animals everywhere. And here they actually have a Scottish Highland cattle right here by the England Sky View ride, transportation there. We missed the German one there, but we know it's in the German section, and that is a big section. So as we come to the end of our Explore series here, here's the characters, and if you go over here to the right, that's going to take you back to England and back to the front exit. So this is Paul, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and you just saw the entire walkthrough of Busch Gardens Williamsburg.